One night in the winter of 1984, a healthy, middle-aged woman, who we'll call Brenda for this story, was at her home in London reading a book when she suddenly heard a voice in her head.
Please don't be afraid. My friend and I, we used to work at the Children's Hospital, and we would like to help you.
It was so clear, and it did not sound like any voice she had heard before. Brenda just sat on the couch and didn't do anything and just waited. The voice in her head seemed to pick up on her reaction and said,
Brenda, this is not a hallucination. We're real and we want to help you.
She believed she had just lost her mind, and first thing the next morning she went to her doctor's office. The doctor referred her to a psychiatrist. They said, look, I don't really know why you're hearing these voices. There's no clear medical explanation for why. And so Brenda was ultimately diagnosed with something called functional hallucinatory psychosis. The psychiatrist began treating Brenda with an antipsychotic drug as well as with supportive counseling. The voices eventually stopped. She actually went on vacation with her family outside of London just to celebrate the fact that she had not, in fact, lost her mind. But while she was away on holiday, she started hearing the voices again. They told her she had to get back to London as soon as possible because there was something terribly wrong with her, and they gave her a very specific street address that she was supposed to go to seek treatment. And so finally, Brenda convinced her family to end the vacation early, and they headed back to London. Brenda made her husband come with her, and they drove to the street address the voices had given her. They found themselves standing in front of the brain scan unit of a London hospital. The voices in Brenda's head came back, and they told her,
You need to go inside and you need to request a brain scan for 2 reasons. 1, there's a tumor in your brain. And 2, this tumor is causing your brainstem to swell.
Well, Brenda was so scared that this information might actually be true, she went right inside the brain scan unit, and she ultimately told them that, well, there are voices in my head that told me to come over here and get this scan. Now, the doctors at the brain scan facility were not totally like, get out of here, but instead they said, look, this is a very expensive scan. We need a clinical reason to do it. She ends up calling her psychiatrist and she explains the situation. Her psychiatrist says, okay, you know what? I will call over and I will get you an appointment to get a brain scan. And about a month later, Brenda went in, she had the scan done, she had a brain tumor, and her brainstem was swollen. The doctors couldn't believe it because Brenda was showing absolutely no signs. Brenda decided to go with immediate surgery. And after telling her doctors as much, the voices in her head told her that she had made the right decision. A couple of days later, Brenda went in and her surgery was a huge success. The voices spoke to her. They said,
We are pleased to have helped you. Goodbye.
After that, Brenda never heard the voices ever again, and she never had any complications from the surgery or from the tumor.